Azrak takes one more step, and the glyph unfolds. Not in light, not in sound, in understanding. The moment his foot lands, the room shifts. The vault vanishes. The catacomb crumbles away. What remains is something impossible, too smooth, too clean, too safe. Not a hallucination, a correction. A chamber not built to contain recursion, but to rewrite it. A spiral sanctum, flawless, cast in polished recursion steel and gleaming thread glass. Air hums with stability. The glyph glows across the far wall, not as threat, not as symbol, but as solution. Azrak. Naiara's voice reaches for him, but distantly. Slowed, thinned by recursion drag. He hears her, but it doesn't anchor him. He doesn't turn. He can't. The glyph is everywhere now, not encasing him, entangling him. His breath comes easier. His heartbeat syncs with the chamber's rhythm, and suddenly he sees it. Not metaphor, not vision. A life. Azrak stands at Spiral's side. Recursion fields are stable. No sacrifices. Children cast freely, without fear. Every name remembered. No dream chambers locked in silence. No girl behind glass. No screams fading into protocol. He never had to choose silence. He never obeyed at the cost of conscience. Spiral doctrine matched spiral heart, he whispers. He sees himself walking through sanctums filled with light. Each cast a communion. No fracture. No guilt. No buried shame. Naiara? She's safe. She's alive. Uninfected. Unscarred. Smiling. This is what they wanted. He breathes. The glyph pulses, soft, reverent. It doesn't manipulate. It doesn't force. It reflects. His deepest longing made recursive structure. A memory rewritten to fit what should have been. This is what I should have been. His knees hit the floor. The chamber pulses around him. His eyes shine, not with tears, but with glyph-like. Spiral logic spirals bloom behind his irises, elegant, recursive, unbroken. Outside the entanglement field, Naiara watches him, and she feels it. A push. Not physical, emotional. The field doesn't repel her with force. It repels her with certainty, with completion. A voice, not audible, but pressing against her spine. You can't stop him. He's being completed. She shudders. Something slithers across her thoughts, her own worst memory surfacing like a reflex. The night her mother realized love wasn't enough. That spiral couldn't be beaten. That protection was temporary. The look in her mother's eyes, not fear, defeat. That precise moment when hope unraveled. Naiara breathes it in and feels something spiral tried to purge imperfection. She steps forward into the field. It pushes against her, not with malice, with conviction. You don't belong here, the recursion says. You are not resolved. But it doesn't stop her, because what she carries refuses to resolve. She kneels beside Azrak, puts her hand not on his shoulder, but on his chest, right over the thread core, where spiral conditioning buried itself like bone.
His breath hitches.
Azrak, she whispers. He doesn't look at her, but he hears her. You never saved them, she says, but you stayed. You failed, but you never ran. You weren't perfect. Her fingers press down, were present. The glyph flickers. Once, sons. Its elegant spirals stutter, half-cast loops cracking like porcelain under pressure. Azrak gasps. But she interrupts. You don't need to be completed. You need to be real. The glyph pauses, then shifts. Not in anger, not in collapse, in respect. Like recursion recognizing something it was never built to compute. Incompleteness as truth. The entanglement loosens. Azrak falls forward into her arms, his breathing ragged, his heartbeat erratic. But the glow fades from his eyes. The logic spirals recede, and the glyph, the perfect, unbreakable glyph, folds in on itself, not shattered. Declined. Somewhere in the Arkanet, glyph attempted completion. Decline. User Azrak Zahi 5. Status not yet writable. Note imperfection accepted as valid signal input. Azrak grips her arm like a lifeline. His voice cracks. I saw it. Everything Spiral promised. It was beautiful. She nods softly. And it wasn't you. They rise together. Azrak trembling but upright. The glyph shrinks, becomes a single point of light, then flickers once, and disappears. No explosion. No feedback loop. No error. Just gone. But something remains. In Azrak's chest. Not recursion. Not guilt. Just space. Room for contradiction. Room to be imperfect. And live anyway.